Welcome back, you guys. Thank you for joining me. It's your coach, Coach Johan again. This is the show where we go over everything having to do with sports nutrition. You guys have questions about pyruvate, your creatine, your branched chain amino acids, your keto diets, everything under the sun. I'm going to make sure we cover it. But today I'm going to do something that I used to do a couple of years back. I'm going to bring it back. We're going to do a supplement review. My supplement reviews are always going to include a stack it or a skip it. And what that means is you're either going to put it in your supplement stack or you're going to skip it altogether. And today we're going to talk about Bang, the drink. Yeah, and that tastes already pretty good, right? That's it's the blue raz flavor. Yeah, I always wonder about these supplement companies. What makes them choose like a flavor fit for, a 12-year-old with blue raz? You know what I mean? It tastes good, but it always makes me wonder, why do they do this versus something like more adult? Some people go with a tropical theme. Some people go with that, like a natural fruit theme, right? The next drink is gonna be, made from like kale chips and butter lettuce. Meanwhile, if you have the palate of a 10-year-old, you get your Bang, which is cool. And again, it tastes good. Let's flip over to the backside. So right off the top, I noticed a few things. First of all, if you guys want to learn how to read one of these things as fast as humanly possible, like 20 seconds, see my other videos, but it's got nothing in it. And a couple of electrolytes and a ton of B vitamins, which is great, and a lot of vitamin C, and branched chain amino acids, and of course creatine. And that's the big one, isn't it, guys? It's creatine. The fact that there is a drink with creatine in it makes it pretty special. And noticing that there is creatine without the presence of sugar leans heavily towards like bodybuilding, right? That's the whole idea, that people wanted creatine without any sugar. Going back to the 90s, it was track creatine without any sugar. That was a big deal. Truthfully, guys, we got to talk about it. So it's this idea that creatine is involved with our nutrition. Short bursts of energy, a few seconds, sets that last about 30 seconds. These are where creatine is the primary source of fuel in your body. That is very heavy lifting, that is extreme plyometrics, that is sprinting, that is extremely hard punching and kicking. Creatine is king. Typically, you want to get your creatine from meats and animal products because they're inside of our muscles. But here we got a drink and a supplement, no less. And this, I think, cost me like $1, maybe up to $2. I think it's like $1.79, if that much. Okay, so I get creatine, and I'm looking to see how much. So like I'm scouring the can right now, and I'm not finding out how much creatine is in this thing readily available, and that's super important, because if you're gonna be something that provides people with creatine, you kind of got to get at least a gram up in here. Now, I used to sell a nutrition product, and I know if you get a powdered creatine inside of a drink, you can probably get about a couple grams in there. Will you see some benefit from your very heavy lifts? Who knows? We got to talk about it. So you guys know the whole myth. As soon as you stop taking creatine, all your gains go to the shitter. Well, that's not entirely true. Okay, that's because how many of you are lifting super heavy when you're doing your creatine infused lifts? When you take in your creatine, you should be doing extremely fast weighted sprints, parachutes. You should be doing, your PR plus a little bit more when you're doing your heavy squat day. You should be doing your plyo pull-ups. When you're on creatine, big muscles grow. The muscles that you get while you're using it, they tend not to dissipate after you've come off. and your gains stay there. So when you stop using it, you've built enough high tension, fatigue, sensitive muscle fiber that you stay strong, and those tend to be the bigger muscles. So enough about that, guys. Why do we need creatine in a drink? Well, here's why. Because it's the quickest way to get it into our bodies, and creatine really is kind of like a pick-me-up almost. It's the way it's really used if you're being honest with yourself. So why? Why does this drink even exist? Well, at first I was ready to do this to say, yeah, it exists to give us a creatine supplement. But then I noticed it had branched-chain amino acids in it also, and a lot of the creatine biologically is attached to some of the branch chains. Man, I've always contended that the way you guys should take your protein supplements is with amino acids. You should be taking amino acids instead of protein powder. But not everyone does it. This actually has branched chain amino acids. Now, those are going to be the precursors to building other substrates for energy during exercise. In other words, branched chains are the first ones that turn into other types of substrates for energy later on. And this drink has some. That's pretty special. Honestly, I haven't seen too many drinks, and I can't think of a lot of them that have just branched chains and creatine. Both of those things say this: it's gonna help me work out in the immediate time frame better than an energy drink that doesn't have this stuff in it. And so it's very viable. Sugarless energy. What the fuck, right? How does that go together? Other branch chains and creatine. So yeah, it can endogenously provide energy for your workouts, even though there's no sugar. I could go on and on about the stupidest product in the world, which is 5 Hour Energy. One of the worst products to ever put in your body, largely because it has no calories or no sugar in it, and it's just caffeine. But I don't have enough time to get into it. Speaking of caffeine, this bang has a ton of it. 300 milligrams per can. That's like 3 cups of coffee, apparently. Remember the old red line from back in the days when I was in college, and I'd take a red line to the face, drink it, and then I'd be like, hey, I don't feel sweaty enough or agitated. Let me drink another one. And then my heart, which was palpitating so heavily against my rib cage, I might have called the EMTs. That started happening. I was like, you know what? Let me read the back. Turned it around and noticed, hey, you shouldn't drink 2 red lines in a single day or you might have a heart attack. Well, this stuff, 300 milligrams of caffeine, that's a lot. And what that means is probably only drink half of this at a time. Considering it doesn't say readily how much creatine is in it, and I'll find out how much is in it and put it in the description, but based on that alone, you're probably getting most of the energy from what little creatine there might be in there and the 300 milligrams of caffeine, because that's enough to wake up a freaking dead cow and get that dead cow to start doing box jumps in no time. So guys, for this one, are we skipping it? Nah, we're actually gonna stack this one. I'm surprised as fuck, but really it has a place. It has a place because, again, not many things are going to offer you creatine and branch chains. You were to miss out on entire swaths of snacks for a day because you're way too busy and you need pre-workout, it's best to go ahead and get protein. Even more so, amino acids. Since branch chains are those that are going to be converted more readily by your body for energy substrates later on, it's best then to go with branch chains, meaning in a pinch, branch chains are what you want to go for. And if you can't get your creatine from meat for whatever reason, and you can't get enough, well, one of these might be your best option. And I'm as surprised as you who might know me about supplements is, especially ones like this. But yeah, I'm gonna say you can stack this one. It's not harmful for you, except for the caffeine. That's the only thing, so drink half of it. Lastly, the carbonation. You got a terrible stomach and you're prone to cramps. This thing is carbonated. I don't know why they couldn't turn it into a juice, but if they did that, they couldn't come up with the next nuclear colored, pixie stick flavored bullshit for flavoring. I mean, no offense, but my teeth hurt just thinking about drinking another one. Alright, you guys, thank you for joining me. This has been your coach. I hope you got a lot out of that lesson. Forget to pick up your next flavor. Let's see if we can come up with a better flavor for this stuff. Like maybe just simple, like pineapples, apples, chia seeds. There's no way you can make that sour, right? Guys, thanks for watching that last video. Take a minute to join the channel. That way you can ask me any nutrition question. I do enjoy answering them, so get at me. It's been your coach. Take care.